This is a product video for ORAFOL's ORALITE V98 pre-striped Chevron film, and here are the details. Product name, ORALITE, product number, V98 pre-striped Chevron, film type, conformable prismatic reflective sheeting, thickness, 18 mil, adhesive, clear, solvent-based, it can be used on vehicles with complex curves and corrugations, and on these vehicle types. ORALITE V98 is made up of prismatic reflective elements. The adhesive is clear, which highlights the reflective middle layer, and it does not have an air egress feature due to its ease of handling and friendly adhesive properties. Its unique monolayered construction means that the adhesive will not separate if the panel folds on itself. Also, the layers will not separate easily, which means wrinkles and stretching can be self-healed. This significantly helps avoid costly mistakes. Also, due to the thickness of ORALITE V98, overlaps of any size should be avoided. Instead, it's critical to make modified butt joints with a slight gap of 1/16 of an inch. For the prep phase, the surface of the vehicle should first be cleaned with a general cleaner to remove the dirt, then a final wipe down with 70% isopropyl alcohol. Next, set up the runs of cutting tape, being sure that there will be a gap from the edge of roughly 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. On edges that have recessed areas, like around the emblem and handle, keep the cutting tape on the flat area at the top. The key is making everything symmetrical and making the runs perfectly straight. The last run of cutting tape, when we're working on either the left or right side, should be the center line. And if the surface energy on the outside of the application area is high, apply masking tape. ORALITE V98 comes with two setups. One is separate rolls that come with 4 different widths, and the lengths can vary between 30 feet and 150 feet depending on color. It comes in these variety of colors, and the durability is 5 years. The rolls will be applied to the vehicle individually with a modified butt joint in between each section. ORALITE V98 also comes in pre-striped options with widths of 6, 15, and 30 inch wide, roll lengths of 30 and 150 feet, colors fluorescent lime and red, with 2 options, 45-degree left and right, and a durability of 5 years. In the following footage, you will see pre-striped panels applied to the back of this truck. Always be sure to cut extra bleed left to right in order to account for the lines from the left and right panels matching up at the center point. Cut away any excess film with a snitty or defender, then it's time to make the panel straight. One option is to measure from the grid on the V98 to a straight edge on the vehicle. Another option is, using a marker, make a straight line on the face of the V98, then line this up to a straight edge on the vehicle. Once the panel is in the right position, make reference points with dry erase markers on the top and sides of the panel. Using magnets or masking tape as temporary hinges, remove ORALITE V98 from the liner and cut it safely away. Then lock the panel in place with a squeegee stroke. Remove the rest of the liner, then squeegee it onto the flat area first. If there are raised objects, like this emblem, make precise relief cuts to work the film around it at room temperature. Avoid using heat to stretch, as this will distort the lines and make it difficult to align the next panel. For any recessed areas, like at the bottom of the tailgate, feed the material in by working in stages. This will keep it from overstretching. With the ORALITE V98 panel applied, now it's time to cut out the center run. Be sure to pull the line perpendicular so the edge is uniform. Once cut out, set another line of cutting tape, being sure to leave a 1/16 of an inch gap. When getting the second panel ready for install, alignment is critical. Using magnets to hold the panel on the surface, make micro adjustments so the lines of the left and right panels match up perfectly in the center. Be sure to double check the alignment right before committing to the install. The second panel should be applied exactly like the first, setting up a hinge with the magnets, squeegeeing the flat areas first, and making relief cuts when necessary. Once in place, release the center run first and remove the excess film. Then it's simply a matter of releasing the remaining runs. Work in order of how the lines were laid down, which means the lines that were laid last are the ones that are pulled first. If done correctly, all gaps and edges will be uniform and straight. For edges that have a low grab point, the excess film can be cut away at the edge with an angled-in cut. With all the excess film cut away, go over the main area with heat to check for bubbles. Next, using an ORAFOL application glove, do a 360-degree loop around all edges, being sure to lead with the heat, then double check that all the edges have a tight seal. Due to the construction of ORALITE V98, there is no need to use edge tape. For areas that have large compound curves or a metal surface, the prep is the same, both in terms of a general clean and an IPA wipe down, and placing cutting tape. The only difference with the cutting tape is if the edge has curves, then be sure to make the gap from the edge 1/2 inch to 1 inch wide. Like on the previous section, the installer should remember the sequence of how the lines were laid down for an easy release once the panel has been applied. The center portion, just like the previous panel, should be laid last, and now the install can begin. When matching up two separate sections, double check alignment for both the center point and the adjoining panel, which in this case is above it. Lock the panel in place with a temporary hinge, release the liner partway, and lock in the flat area. It is important to keep in mind that for a reflective film, ORALITE V98 is very conformable. Yet, the installer needs to heat and form in increments, primarily to make sure that the lines stay uniform, both on the section being applied and to match up to the adjoining panel. Using techniques to disperse the tension, like the Shimmy Technique, can come in handy, as is great for multiple layer films, and always use the triangle technique to spread the film out on curves. For tight recessed areas that have curves, work in stages as well. Make relief cuts when necessary to help reduce the tension on the film, and spread the film out on the corners to avoid any wrinkles or distortion. On all edges, be sure to pick the film up and tuck it in stress-free to the edge. And when placing the second panel, it's critical to get the right placement at the center point, but also to step back and think big picture, and don't forget to align any corresponding panels. Once both panels are applied, the same cutting protocol can be used, being sure to remove all excess film at the edges. Do a heat checkover on the main surface to look for bubbles, and always use an air release tool to let the air out. Also, put extra focus on all curves and edges with heat to make sure they are fully sealed. Once all sections have been applied, it's critical to use an IR thermometer and post-heat ORALITE V98 at 220 degrees Fahrenheit on all edges and any recessed areas. With the install complete, it'll take 24 to 72 hours for it to reach maximum adhesion if the surface of the vehicle is above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. When it comes time to remove ORALITE V98, it does have special removal properties when compared to other reflective films in the market. Due to the manufacturing process, the layers will not separate, which means the adhesive layer will, in most cases, remove with the main panel. Be sure to remove it within warranty. Always work in manageable stages, roughly 1 foot by 1 foot, by applying heat with either a heat gun or propane torch, and the trick is to pull low and slow to get the best results. If ORALITE V98 has been applied to high surface energy surfaces, like this metal bumper, it may leave adhesive residue behind. A good tip is to use the old ORALITE V98 that has just been removed, heat the adhesive on the bumper, then pull it off with the old film. This is a quick, chemical-free solution to removing the adhesive. If the ORALITE V98 is coming off with difficulty, then using the pod steamer is a great solution, as directing the steam at the adhesive layer can soften it, which makes it easier to remove. For more information on ORALITE V98, you can go to orafol.com. You can search for it by name or click on these tabs. Here you will find more product information and several downloadable PDFs. You can also follow ORAFOL Americas on a variety of social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Here you can get more information, ask questions, or get updates on new events and materials. This has been a product video for ORAFOL's ORALITE V98, proudly produced by the REP Institute.